Hi guys! So the video that was due for today, I actually cut the end off and I'm going to have you watch it together as a class right now. So I'd recommend having your notebook out to jot down some notes about level 3 for food webs. We began with level 1 and 2 and we built upon those. So you can expect that level 3 is going to build upon level 2 and it's going to add just a few more ideas into the mix. And so let's jump in or dive into the video that I had cut off from our video that was required for homework. So let's check it out. As we're building up to level 3, we're going to have some familiar faces. One of the things that is familiar is that we are going to focus again on producers or anything that makes their own energy. But we are going to add in and start to classify those consumers, our omnivore, herbivore, and carnivores. And we're going to classify them by being a primary consumer, meaning, as we can see the P here in our PC abbreviation, that they are going to mainly eat producers. Our secondary consumers are going to be the ones that are going to feed off of our primary consumers as well as our producers. And so you can imagine that our primary consumer is going to be our herbivores. Our secondary consumer is mainly going to be made up of our omnivores. Now, the last thing that we have here is our tertiary consumer. And our tertiary consumer is going to actually be what is the top of this food web. What is going to be the top predator of this food web? And so depending on your food web, it could look a little different, but typically that's going to be a carnivore, okay? Especially in this case here. But there's only going to be one tertiary consumer. Tertiary, you can think about T meaning the top of the food web. So let's take a look at how all this works in. Okay, so as we take a look at adding into and building up to level 3, what we're going to do is we're going to add a few more symbols in here. All of our producers are going to stay the same, but we are going to take a look at our herbivores, and we are going to add the symbol of PC for primary consumer because they are primarily eating producers or plants. And so next to all of our herbivores are going to also have the symbol of PC. Now, next to our chimpanzee, we are going to have the symbol of SC to represent secondary consumer because they are going to eat both primary consumers and producers. And the top of our food web here is going to be our leopard, and that is going to be our tertiary consumer. And so I'm going to put a T next to that to mean the top of our food web. Now, as I had mentioned, our decomposers down here we labeled with an O. I am also going to put a D next to our decomposers to label them as decomposers. Even though everything goes to that, okay, that means that they get a lot of energy. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're at the top of our food web because we need to also think of what feeds off of it. Okay? And so there are some things that will get energy from decomposers, not necessarily in our food web, but in some of the food webs that you might have. If you have a bird that is a scavenger, they are going to get energy from decomposers. So hopefully that helps you to understand the 3 different levels of food webs.